Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Supernatural Podcast, Hillside Ghost Stories. Hello. I am here again to tell you a story. We have a young woman from Chengdu with us today. She told me a story about her college. This happened not long ago. I am so glad you're here to talk about it. The thing is, it was a very difficult time. It wasn't just a casual conversation. Because a few female students said they saw him, but the school suppressed the matter later. They wouldn't let anyone talk about it, and at that time, I was still in my room. I was afraid. I was so scared. I didn't know what to do. There was an older girl talking to them. She told them to look outside, but whatever you do, don't look up. Don't let them see you. Didn't you say we were lying? Didn't some people not believe it? Take a look at what that island, is that a human or a ghost? Then Qian followed them and looked outside, because the older girls in front had already seen, the 6 newcomers hadn't seen it. So Qian and the others bowed their heads and bent at the waist. They peeked over the bed. They looked at the mountain behind the building. As a result, Qian said, "I saw something. A man and a woman standing in the woods. They were hugging. But they weren't kissing or anything. They were just hugging there. And I don't know what was wrong with the area around them. You can't see anything in the mountains at night. But there was no light around them. I don't know where it came from. The light came from. Maybe they themselves had light. We really saw it. A couple was under a tree on the side of the mountain. They were standing there, hugging. The woman was leaning against the tree, and the man was hugging her. And they could also move, but they were moving slowly. When the two of them started to move, their movements were slower than a normal person's. Their actions were all slower, like it was in slow motion. Then after a while, the man sat down on the dirt pile. At that time, the ground was stone. The tree was a dirt pile, but they couldn't see clearly. Anyway, he just sat there. Then the woman sat on the man. She sat on the man's lap. The two of them were dressed exactly like what everyone said. The two of them were wearing something particularly scary. It was like clothing from the Republic of China. But our Qian, when he was a child, he said his health was not good. It wasn't that he was sick. He was just anemic. When I saw it, I was really scared. When I was a child, I wasn't scared. I didn't understand. But when I saw this, I was really scared. As a result, Qian said he was dizzy. I felt like I was going to faint. As a result, his classmates saw that Qian was not well. He had the biggest reaction and quickly supported him. Later, there were also timid girls. They said, "Let's not look. It's too scary. Let's go." Then a few people left. After they left, the window of the washing room was facing that side. Their dorm was not facing it. So it was, relatively speaking, not so scary. And also, most of the girls in the dorm were already asleep. The ones who were asleep didn't look at the back bed. So only these 3 dorms saw it. But the next day, Qian's attitude towards this matter changed. He was really scared. He called his mom that day and asked his mom what to do. Then his mom went to get him the things they have on their mountain. So his mom brought it to Qian. Because Qian sometimes goes home and sometimes stays at the dorm. He sometimes goes home and sometimes stays at the dorm. And I even made a point to go home. As a result, his dad said something like, "You'd better not stay at the dorm. Don't live at school anymore." And during those days, Qian said, "I am not going back to school." But after I stopped living at school, about 5 or 6 days later, our school got all weird. What kind of weird? The boys' dorm knew about this. Because among our 3 dorms, there were girls with boyfriends. Of course, those girls told their boyfriends. But the guys in the dorm didn't believe it. Maybe they just wanted to show off. So a few students came out from the school, 4 or 5 male students, who went to the back mountain in the middle of the night. They even brought flashlights. The girls were over here answering them. They were also flashing flashlights on the back mountain to help the girls. And they called to say, "Look, we're here. There's nothing here. It's far from here." They were even flashing their flashlights. Qian said he didn't see these things. "I didn't see it. This all happened when I wasn't at school, at the girls' dorm at night." The scary couple really wasn't there. The scary couple. They didn't come out. Did those guys act weird? Did they go exploring in the back mountain? They went up that mountain. And as they were walking, they were actually ready to go back. They were using their flashlights. There were several of them. That mountain has a road on it. It's not a big, wild mountain without a path. As they walked along the road, the flashlight was definitely shining all over the place. And when they shined it, what did they see? They saw a large joint burial tomb. The headstone was so old, it was rotten. And the tombstone was covered in moss. It was all a mess. There was vegetation wrapped around it. Some of the words on it were still legible and clear. It was clearly a joint burial tomb for a couple. It was right there, on the back mountain. And if you had binoculars at the girls' dorm, in the washroom, in the daytime, you could see it if the weather was good and you looked closely. These guys tried to show off, but it didn't work out. After they saw this, one person just happened to find it. "Hey, what about this?" They all looked and saw this thing. There were people's names on it. All the boys were scared to death. They said they ran away immediately, but on the way back, one person rolled down the hillside. It wasn't a very high hill. Don't think this mountain is very high. That's not a very tall mountain. And the person who rolled down died. It was just a hill, and he rolled down. But that's not good either. He broke all his arms and legs. And a total of 5 male students went. Later, 2 of them had a fever. The school held a big meeting because of this. No one is allowed to go, so the school has a new rule. You are not allowed to go to the back mountain. As long as you cross that boundary, the school marked a street. There's a place outside the school's back gate that leads directly to it. The back mountain is a small path. The 3 paths are used by the locals. It's not a real road that was built. Some stones were also laid on it. It's said that no one is allowed on this road. Whoever enters this road will be expelled. This is also my first time receiving a submission like this. The 3 things happened in the 90 seconds. My dad was on one of those old green trains. And this train was very, very far away. I can't say where it was from or to, because I checked. This train seems to be still running. Anyway, it took many days, this old green train. You had to sit on it for 6 or 7 days. I didn't expect to be on it for the 4th day. It happened to be the Ghost Festival. But I didn't expect it. It was the afternoon of the Ghost Festival. Everyone was sitting on the train. The train attendant started putting up yellow paper in the car, and other things. Everyone was surprised at the time. What's going on? And in the 90 seconds, it's not like now. The train attendant probably wouldn't chat with you, right? In that era, everyone chatted. It was great. Communication between people. It's completely different from now. So when he asked the train attendant, they found out that something strange had happened on this train. Something happened. This story was provided by a friend named Yuan. He's a boy. It's not the Yuan with the female radical. The Yuan who came before was the Yuan with the female radical. This Yuan is the one for round. Has a guy. BS only in his 20s this year. He's talking about his dad, who was doing business back in the 90 seconds, and encountered that strange thing. What happened was, his dad was on a very long-distance train back in 96 or 97. He took a particularly long-distance train. He had a headache before getting on the train, because he had to sit for 7 or 8 days. Oh, to be honest, I've never been on a train, but I've been on one for 2 days. It was really uncomfortable when I was a kid. I can understand his dad, but he had no choice. It was a state-owned company. Could he not go? He couldn't. Right? So he had to bite the bullet. And he wasn't alone. 2 of them got on this train. Nothing happened for the first 4 or 5 days, but on the 6th or 7th day, it happened to be the Ghost Festival. But no one knew. There was nothing to do on the train, so they talked about this, and everyone didn't pay attention to this festival. Some people in some regions care about this festival. Some people in other regions don't. But in the afternoon, they found pillow talk. This entire train, pillow talk. Every train car, pillow talk. Each one, pillow talk. The conductor was at the front of the train car, sticking yellow paper, pillow talk. The 3 yellow papers weren't just blank papers. They had talismans drawn on them. Pillow talk. Normally, people in our village, the J service people wouldn't do this. Plus, this was the 90 seconds. This kind of thing didn't happen, pillow talk. So when he put this up, pillow talk, everyone was curious. Pillow talk. What was going on? Pillow talk, I asked. And it turned out to be the Ghost Festival. But after thinking about it, something was off. Our family doesn't even put these up for the Ghost Festival. Right? Pillow talk. Plus, we used to watch a lot of Hong Kong movies. Pillow talk. They were most popular in the 90 seconds. What are those talismans in Hong Kong movies for? Pillow talk. What are they used for? Pillow talk. I am sure you all know pillow talk. Right? Pillow talk. Are there ghosts on this train too? Later, they started talking on the train. They asked the conductor, pillow talk. But not every conductor is talkative and willing to chat. But, pillow talk. Not every conductor is unwilling to talk. And there was an older lady, a conductor. She's an old conductor. Pillow talk. Everyone asked her why she put those up. It turned out that about 8 or 9 years ago, in the early 90 seconds, pillow talk. In the early 90 seconds, pillow talk. An old man jumped off the train while it was moving. That's right, you heard me correctly, pillow talk. He just jumped off. Pillow talk. An old man just jumped off the train. The train was going very fast. Even a slow train would be going dozens of miles per hour. Pillow talk. The old man died when he jumped. Pillow talk. There was no way to save him. Pillow talk. Right? And what happened? Pillow talk. Ever since then. Pillow talk. Things started to get weird. Pillow talk. But the old man's jump wasn't without. It wasn't for no reason. Pillow talk. Before the old man jumped off the train, pillow talk. He left a suicide note. Pillow talk. He even wrote the note and put it in an envelope. Pillow talk. And he waited for the train, pillow talk, to enter Shanxi province. Pillow talk. And then he jumped off. Pillow talk. When the conductor saw the note, oh my goodness, pillow talk. If you read this note now, pillow talk, you might be able to accept it, pillow talk. But back then, people couldn't accept it. Why not? Pillow talk. When you read the old man's note, pillow talk. He wrote about the pleasure of the dragon and sun. Pillow talk. What does that mean? Pillow talk. It means this old man. Pillow talk. He was an old man. Pillow talk. About 60 years old. Pillow talk. He was already retired. Pillow talk. He was thinking about a former colleague of his. But they were both men. Pillow talk. And they were both married. Pillow talk. They both had children and grandchildren. Pillow talk. But they had always been in love. Pillow talk. But the old man who committed suicide. Pillow talk. He wanted to leave his family for the other man. He wanted to explain it to his family. Pillow talk. He said, I've completed my duty. Now I am retired. Pillow talk. My son is grown, and I have grandchildren. I don't want to live with you anymore. That's what he told his old partner. I've actually never liked women. I like men. "I've got to go be with my colleague." It turned out his colleague didn't love him. The two of them had been working together in another city, specifically where, I am not going to reveal that. Anyway, the two of them always worked together. They were always together. But this old man couldn't do it. The old man who didn't kill himself. The old man who lives in Shanxi. He couldn't do it to his partner. He was afraid to upset her. He didn't even dare to talk about it. And he was also afraid of his son and daughter-in-law. He was afraid his kids would laugh at him. So he couldn't let it go. As for the old man on this side, the one who committed suicide, he already made things clear to his family. After he made it clear, life became unlivable, right? Think about it. How would the kids face this? Their 60-something-year-old dad went off in search of love. He went off in search of love. You know, a junior shouldn't interfere in an elder's business. They have their own love. Just because you're their offspring, you can't restrict their love. But your mom is the one who got hurt. And don't forget, the third party your mom got involved with is a man. How do you explain this to the public? His family definitely couldn't tolerate her. Right? What you've done is too much. Then maybe they started fighting every day. And at the same time, the old man he was with in Shanxi didn't want him anymore. He basically said, "You're too extreme. Why did you tell your family?" The other old man was scared that He'd come looking for him, so he wrote him a letter and broke up with him. He said, "Let's not contact each other anymore. We've already broken up anyway, and we're old now." But this old man couldn't handle it. He took a long-distance train all the way to Shanxi. He arrived in the city, where the other old man lived. As soon as the train entered the area, he kept staring out. As soon as he saw the landmark and entered the province, he suddenly jumped off the train. He jumped and was killed. When this happened, it was a big news story back then. Seriously, it's not that big of a deal now. But back then, people couldn't accept this. But what's even more unexpected is, it happened again. After the old man jumped, about 2 years later, one time, because this train was a long-distance train and traveled for many days. And what happened this day? It was raining hard outside. The rain was really heavy. Everyone was just hanging out on the train. Then at night, because it was raining outside and it was cold, they went to bed very early. In the sleeper car, everyone went to bed so early, and everyone asked the conductor if they could turn off the lights early. Everyone was happy about it. Then the conductor saw and turned off the lights at around 9 o'clock. But not long after the lights were turned off, a young man, he was probably 23 or 4, this young man shouted out. When he shouted, everyone woke up. "What's wrong? What's wrong?" Then this young man jumped down. He was sleeping on the top bunk. As he was sleeping, an old man was climbing onto his bed and was touching his penis. Oh my God. When everyone heard this, they were like, "What are you talking about?" But the conductor of this car was a young man. He didn't know what happened back then. He had just been assigned here. He even helped him look for this old man. But they looked for a long time and couldn't find him. There was no old man in this car. There was no old man, like the one he described. So this matter was taken to the duty conductor. But the duty conductor, he knew about these things. When he heard this, he broke out in a sweat. Oh no, this must be a ghost, he thought, when he asked him what the old man looked like. Oh my God. The duty conductor had seen the old man who committed suicide. The description from the young man was identical. Oh no. The conductor didn't know how to explain it to this young man, so he had him stay in the staff room. After staying in the staff room, the young man got a fever the next morning. After the fever, this young man, maybe because he was on the train, started shivering and shaking. But in those days, it wasn't like now, where they would definitely stop the train midway and send you off. However, they still sent him to his destination. But when he arrived at his destination, this young man was a local. After he got home, he fell ill. When he got sick, his family found someone to see him, and they said he was haunted by a ghost. They went to the railway where he was. They asked around. It just so happened that the incident happened on the Ghost Festival. Then this matter became a huge deal. Also, his family was from the local area, and someone was definitely related to the railway. They asked about it and found out. An old pervert died on this train back then. Oh, what happened? As a result, his family was not happy. They went to the local railway. Later, a rule was formed. That is, every ghost festival, as long as our train is running on the track, you must put up talismans. These talismans are prepared in advance. The conductor on this train, they invited them from a Taoist temple nearby. Wow, our friend's dad was on this train. After hearing the conductor's story, his dad was timid when he was young. He said it made him sleepless for a few days. Blank.